start.
I do need a beer. Well, I got a few.
How's everybody doing tonight for spoken word? Woo!
Right.
All right. Well, my name is Matt Awesome, and I got that name because of my good buddy over there, Scumbag 615. I mean, his name's on the back of that jacket. And yeah. So, yeah, spoken word. It was originally every Tuesday here at Twin Kegs, but now it's every Saturday at 4:30 to 6. So every Saturday, 4:30 to 6, spoken word night, hosted by me, where you get to come in, you tell your stories, you can tell your poetry, you can just speak your mind. I mean, there's no filter here. You know, you can come up here and have some Jack Daniels while you're telling your story like I'm gonna do.
Well, Jack Daniels never hurt nobody.
Hell no. That's damn.
But yeah. So, but yeah, so, alright, it's pretty decent turnout. Maybe more people will show up if they're not afraid of the rain or the coronavirus bullshit that's happened this year. But, so yeah. Now, as for a story tonight, you know, my buddy over there, Scumbag, earlier this year, me and him, we went to Actors Bridge Ensemble where we told first-time stories. Because every Friday, or not every Friday, but like the third Friday of each month, they had a first-time stories thing, and me and him went to it. So I figured I'd tell a first-time kind of story tonight. And since he's here,
I didn't do it. I saw it.
I'm going to tell the...
You were there.
So, I got to move this damn mic out of the way. Shit. Alright. So, the story I'm going to tell tonight, and I'm going to tell some poetry too. But the first time me and Scumbag went to a concert together, which happened January of this year. And it was the best concert I've ever been to, the best concert I'm sure he's ever been to too.
LSD played a good factor in that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
We went to see Tool. Anyone listen to Tool?
Hell yeah.
Thank you, yeah. Only 2 people. Alright, so me, Cole, and this other friend of ours, her name's Mackenzie, who, by the way, is responsible for the patches on my shirt and all the patches on his jacket. You know, she has a really cool business that y'all should really check out called All Hollows. I mean, just a little shout out to a good friend. But anyway, the first time me and Cole went to a concert together was earlier this year in January. We saw Tool. And man, I mean, hell, Cole, it's a first time story. You want to come up here and, I don't know, we can both tell this story.
Why do we have to both tell it?
What?
Are you talking about when I was tripping out? Like
I mean, hell, we both went there and first dual stories. Here.
I wasn't supposed to go first at all.
Well, we're both going first.
Alright, for one, is this microphone even on?
I don't think
It
so.
doesn't sound like good.
Well, shit, we can share the mic.
So what happened was, I would say slipped some LSD 25.
Oh, nice.
So I'm tripping balls, right? Luckily we got Ubered there, Ubered back. Thank God, I never made it alive. But so the opening act was this German dude that was an engineer that decided he wanted to be a percussionist, which I thought's fucking like, I like drums. Like, I've been begging to play these all fucking night. And he starts playing. Right then, the LSD hits hard. And I'm sitting there. Mackenzie hadn't even showed up yet. She fucked up and missed up the opening act.
She really did.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm hearing this noise. This dude's got a machine that makes these. And I'm like, tripping straight the fuck
And
out.
there was one thing that I remember so vividly.
You know, like everyone there, especially me, was just mesmerized by this one guy doing everything at this fucking show, right? And Cole over here is like, did you fucking say that?
Like, no one can hear it.
I mean, it was pretty fucking badass. But before we even saw that guy, we went to the balcony, right? And we met some pretty cool people, you know? I mean,
Kind of look like that guy.
yeah, a little bit.
Oh, was a joint.
Yeah.
So we got-
Offered a joint. Like, why the fuck not, you know?
Yeah, I know you're looking at it.
And I thought his friend's name was Ty because one of them looked Asian and, getting off the stage already.
I'm leaving.
Alright. You'll go on later. But anyway, so yeah, the first time, me and him went to a concert at Tool earlier this year, one of the best concerts ever. And
I bet.
It was good.
yeah, it was great.
LSD helped a lot.
I've been watching you for a long time.
But trying to think what else happened that night. Oh, there was one other thing that was so funny. So when the opening act was going on, Cole, aka Scumbag, there was this trainee that was sitting
Oh
right
my
next
God.
to him.
See, I was gonna avoid that, but whatever. It's when-
Hey, there's no
you can do whatever
there's
you
no
want, right?
filter here. But there was this trainee
It
here.
was. She was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Hit, whatever, hit.
I don't know, but anyway, there was a trainee, right? And Cole, you know, I mean, we're all like having a great time, but this trainee, like, he literally did not do anything. But this trainee was so intimidated, I guess, that when, you know, intermission went on and intermission was over with, the trainee, like, switched places with his dad. Because I
How
don't
do you
know.
know it was him? Don't-
Him, her, he, she, I mean.
No, really, it was a lie. I didn't know.
I mean, I got nothing against, you know.
No one does.
Right. But
Well,
I just thought it was,
everyone's welcome here, sir.
yeah, I just thought it was funny that a trainee was just so intimidated by him for whatever reason.
I was rocking.
Yeah, like we were all rocking, but I guess, I don't know. But I just thought that was another funny thing that happened that night, and everyone was saying, Scumbag!
The funny thing was, is when it was all said and done, Daddy was just as intimidated as she was. Whatever.
Yep, that's true. But yeah, I didn't really. I tried thinking of some stories to tell tonight. Halloween's coming up, and I'm sure you've heard the story of the time I was scared for my life. I don't think these other people have heard the time I was really scared for my life. Now, you might have heard this story too, Cole.
I have heard this one.
Yeah, I've told it at Actors Bridge, actually. The first time I went to Actors Bridge, by the way. So, I was hanging out with my buddy, Andy. I hadn't seen Andy in I don't know how long, but God forbid, you know, I'm gonna hang out with him, have a great time, right? But when I got there, I hadn't seen him in years, but he had gotten this broken down trailer park trash of a home, like the plastic bags were covering the glass on his front door, the ceiling fan broke, and plastic cups were in the sink. But you know, I was just gonna hang out with him, right? So we hanging out, and he's living with his then girlfriend at the time, and these other couple I didn't know. that were his friends, but Andy had to go to the gas station. I decided, you know what, I'll go with you. You know, we'll hang out at the gas station. When we go there, there was this guy that I guess he knew. His name was Fresh. I want to say his last name was out of prison because, you know, he had been talking about trying to avoid the cops and whatnot, and he's asking my buddy Andy, hey, if you give me $15, I'll give you this gram of weed. And Andy was intrigued by this offer, right? So he decided to take him up on the offer, give him $15. And keep in mind, I left my car back at Andy's place. I'm riding with Andy in his car. So we're taking this guy, you know, to his place so that Andy can get his gram of weed. But the guy's hardly giving directions, right? So Andy, he's getting a little irritated, I can tell, but the guy, you know, he's like, oh, you turn right here, and, you know, the guy's gonna give Andy his weed. Well, we get to the dude's house, he didn't have his weed there. And he tells Andy, hey, my buddy at HG Hills has it. I already knew in my mind this is gonna be really, really bad, so
HG Hills.
we go to HG Hills, and there's like a Dollar General and some other cheap store in that area. And basically, we wait 15 minutes for this guy's friend to give Andy his gram of weed, and no one showed up. And Andy gets pissed. Andy asked to borrow my phone because his phone was dead or something, and he tells his girlfriend what happened, and I don't know what was said, but she said something that sets him off, and Andy's like, well, Fresh thinks he's real shit, well, shit's gonna get fucking real now, shit this goddamn fucker, you know, and I'm in the car with Andy, right? So Andy, like, backs out of Dollar General, zooms out of there, there's cops everywhere, and he's going 20 miles over the speed limit, right? 20 miles over the speed limit, and while he's going 20 miles over the speed limit, he is cussing, yelling, screaming, banging the steering wheel as he's driving, and he hit the steering wheel so hard it broke his car horn. That's how enraged and angry and pissed off he was. So Andy goes over to where this group of people hang out at, and Andy's like, if I get shot, you just drive off of my car. I'm like, hold the fuck up. I don't want anything bad happening to you. You are my bro. But at the same time, this ain't my problem because I ain't the one that got robbed of $15. You know?
Yeah.
But Andy, he gets out of the car, he's pounding on the door, you know, wanting these guys to come out. He wants to fight these guys. He got robbed of $15, didn't get a gram of weed, and the guys didn't even answer the door because they're a bunch of pussies.
It's just a gram.
But Andy, you know, he gives up, gets back in the car, and he's like, I'm sorry I had to drag you through all that. I'm like, I understand, man, it's cool. Like, I had not seen Andy in 2 years, but that's how I hung out with him for the first time in 2 years. So that was the only time I was scared for my life because I thought I was going to get killed or shot at being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's my scary story for, I guess, Halloween. But I'll probably be up here later, tell some poetry, but who wants to go up? Anyone?